Scorpio, welcome to your Scorpio May 2021 reading and forecast. Hi, I'm Nigel Saint James. For those who are stopping by for the first time, welcome. And welcome back to the subscribers. My love and affection to you always. It's great to see you again. I really love doing Scorpio. Now, let me see. Oh, by the way, I've had the great pleasure of doing some one-on-one clairvoyant readings for some of you Scorpio men and women in the course of the last month. You know who you are. I'll protect your privacy. And if you would like to have a one-on-one personal clairvoyant reading with me, just check out the information that's in the description box below, and you can see how easy it is for that to happen from wherever you may be living in the world. Now we're going to draw 5 cards. 5 is all we need, as the subscribers know, because they are jam-packed full of information, particularly information that's relevant to you for this month of May 2021. So let's see what there is underway, shall we? And get it going. The first one is the 8 of Cups. The second one is the 2 of Swords. The third one is the Hierophant. What's on the top? The High Priestess, and something from in the middle, shall we? Oh, the Knight of Wands. Fantastic. Well, why don't you come and sit down next to me? We'll have a look at the imagery on the cards together while I do the reading for you. Gee, I'm having a real spiritual response to these energies here for you. I think they've come just to talk to you. Let's have a look first at this 8 of Cups, shall we? And let's have a look at some of the imagery on it here. Well, in the painting of this 8 of Cups, you can see a woman ascending to the surface of consciousness. The star hangs just above the clouds, doesn't it? Within the star, it's like a sort of a portal or a window or a door illuminating the way to the higher self. The woman has been on an internal quest through the mountains of the cosmic oceans, following the sacred light to the island of healing love and crystal clarity. Now she is being guided by the dove, symbolizing courageous love in her heart to be true to herself. The dolphin guide represents the breath of life, balancing her mind, body, and soul. During challenging times, you realize, I hope, that you have your own special angels and guides helping you soul search through the depths of murkiness. At the bottom of the ocean floor, there are 8 cups in the cloudy dust of the past. Some of the cups stand, while others lay down, indicating a situation, a relationship, or a job that maybe appeared to be successful and working on the surface, but which was not fulfilling within. The situation prompted a desire for seeking a deeper understanding of yourself. Now, looking at this moon here, this lunar eclipse activated the energy to move on and let go. As the woman rises to the star, which is up here, you see the mountain has turned into an island of light, and the rainbow shines brightly with promise for new gifts and opportunities. Now, I think what this is doing is, it is really, I'd say, encouraging you to dig deep inside places that the ego does not want to explore. These places on your path of evolution can be dark and scary, yet intuitively, you do know you must continue to examine the shadow parts of yourself, your mystery self, I might call it. These are the dark places that need to be confronted and owned, taking responsibility with forgiveness and self-forgiveness. This energy here symbolizes the journey of spiritual introspection and dream work perhaps, prayer. But when you pray, don't use words, just set an intention. It is the pilgrimage of the soul. The Eight of Cups signals a time to focus on personal truth and spiritual growth. Pay attention to the inspirations and messages that come to you through prayer. Now, this can represent leaving a job, this energy, a relationship, or moving to a new location, certainly releasing old patterns or lifestyles, or abandoning current plans or projects. It symbolizes a needed withdrawal, a sabbatical, a retreat, so you can re-examine your priorities and actions and life, bringing in healing, new concepts to restore your inner balance. With this energy here, you have consciously made a choice to let go and embrace new ideals and insights. Your authentic self is beckoning you to travel to higher realms, to accept an impending change, and to liberate yourself. You are the traveler and the seeker, and this is wishing you well on your travels. Now, I'm going to have to go to this card underneath it. It's just because when I pulled it out, I like the image on it, and I still do. Look at that. Let's have a look at it. High Priestess. Hello, High Priestess. Well, what can I say about you? Well, the waxing moon above the dark pillar, see this here? The first aspects, that's the first aspect, of course, of the moon's continuous cycle. And it's sitting on her right, and it represents the time for planting seeds and intentions and ideas. The full moon above the High Priestess represents illumination, harvest, the fullness of life, the open flower. The waning crescent moon on her left represents death moving into rebirth, bringing lessons, awakening, and healing from the process of passing through all of the phases of the cycling moon. Now, the two pillars themselves, I think they symbolize the dualities of the physical and spiritual life, masculine and feminine self, and negative and positive energies. The black pillar symbolizes understanding. The white pillar represents wisdom. She herself stands as a sort of a central pillar, doesn't she, of balance between these two, an integration of both of those things. Now, it looks like there's a spider's web which is behind her here. Do you make that out? That represents the veil between the conscious and the subconscious. It symbolizes creativity and all the possibilities in life, but also it is there to make you aware that you can get trapped in the veil if you pass through it without the proper knowledge and preparedness. Now, the High Priestess here, she holds a star in her hand, symbolizing her ability to access universal consciousness. The star which is in her crown, on the other hand, that symbolizes the sixth chakra, the third eye, it might also be called. And that is always, I think, associated with the High Priestess, symbolizing great insight into things. Her dress is made up of a pattern of crosses. The cross is an image of the descent of spirit into matter and matter into spirit, the balance of male and female energies, and the balance of the four directions of spirit, emotion, mind, and body. It's also got spirals in it, the spiral of life and the universe and its creative forces. Now, her dress flows into the pool of subconsciousness that reflects back to the self. In the pool, the blue color and the stars represent the deep knowledge and creativity that is constant in the universe. The planet associated with the priestess, as you might imagine, is that of the moon, which is talking about your heightened intuition and a passing through of cycles and coming to terms with mystery, as well perhaps of something of a psychic awareness, I think. Now, what else might I say about her? And as I say, the symbology basically tells you everything that's going on there for you this month. But I'd say that the High Priestess holds the key, which is this star, to universal consciousness. She has the gift of knowing how to channel into the collective consciousness and into the collective memory of the past, the present, and the future. That guides us all to resolve blocks that disturb our inner peace and balance. Now, the star that she holds contains the universal secrets, answers, and mysteries that are available to you through prayer. And as I say, when you pray, don't use words, just set intention. Things will come to you that words cannot express. Her message to you is to trust your inner self and intuition at this time. She brings harmony and balance to situations that have been out of balance. She represents the beginning of a creative cycle that you are about to embark upon. She brings time for self-reflection and integrating opposing aspects of yourself. The High Priestess signals that this is a time of going within for you, experiencing your dark, mysterious self, balancing that experience with your conscious self. Understanding and honoring both realms can unveil the portal to the inner oasis of your soul. Well, we may as well have a look at the hierophant now and see what he has to say. Geez, some other good cards here for you as well. Let's have a look at the hierophant. There's a hierophant, isn't it? I'll just check that. Yep, okay. Don't want to do the wrong thing. Now, well, in this image, it seems to me that the hierophant represents both traditional and non-traditional spiritual faith. I don't know whether you can see this, but he has one blue eye and one brown eye, which is seeing life from all viewpoints. Now, if you split his face in half, his right side speaks of traditional spiritual practice, and his left side of non-traditional spiritual practices. His right hand touches his heart, as you can see there, seeking one's spiritual wisdom from an open, loving, and peaceful heart. His crown has a 5-pointed star representing a human on their spiritual path. The medicine wheel sits on top of his crown, which is the medicine wheel is the ever-changing cycle of one's path. Now, on the breastplate here, now there's 4, I'm assuming that the pattern continues, so there are 12 sacred gems on his breastplate. Now, between 2,000 and 3,000 years ago, the breastplate like that was used by the high priest in the Hebrew tradition during ceremonies in the temple of ancient Hebrew culture and society. That's before the Romans destroyed it in the early part of the 1st century. Now, there's the hierophant's eagle feathers that drop down from the side there. They represent connection to the divine, bridging realms of spirit and earth in balance and harmony. There's a smoking medicine pipe here, symbolizing your commitment to your path. And the medicine pouch that he has, well, that holds sacred tools to take on the journey. There's a snake wrapped around his left arm here, and that symbolizes regeneration and change. The rainbow robe that he has, you can see that's there, represents all peoples and beliefs working together Now, the astrological symbol for the hierophant is Taurus, the bull. And there he is, the bull, standing behind the throne on the right of the hierophant, representing earth, the masculine, loyalty and patience. The key words for Taurus are, of course, I want. The bear on the left-hand side, which you can see there, that represents the feminine, receptive side, as well as introspection and dreaming. And the lightning bolt, which is sitting on the bear's head, represents enlightenment. Now the mountains behind here, they present the spiritual calling and difficulties you have to conquer as you ascend to the heights of spiritual understanding. The hierophant is pointing to the entrance to this thing, this labyrinth. The labyrinth comes from ancient Egyptian mythology. It was like a big puzzle. You know those puzzles which are all, you have to start with your pencil at the beginning and then you have to try and find your way out? Well, there was a garden that was grown in the form of such a puzzle, and people had to go in and find their way out before they were devoured by this monster, half bull, half human, a thing called the Minotaur. Now, of course, it's an allegory for spiritual growth and trial and error, of course, because myths are not stupid. They actually contain great wisdom with them. So the labyrinth's journey is really going within, communing with the divine, then returning to the outside world with new spiritual insights for you to live by. Now the 5 stones which surround the labyrinth, look, they've got some, you'll know from last month's reading, there's a letter Shin there which means tooth, and other things here which deal with Hebrew. I won't go into that because we touched on a lot of that last month. The dove is the Holy Spirit or ghost bringing down peace of the divine, and the roses and lilies which are entwined, they symbolize the desire and the passion for life with purity in the heart. Now, what this energy is doing, of course, is that it is encouraging you to trust your intuition and to see the divine in all things. Everywhere you turn, there you will see the face of God. Now, he channels cosmic knowledge to you, helping you blend and balance all things and your inner self with your outer self and understanding how all things are connected. He gives you the spiritual courage and the desire to look at your beliefs and values, to see if they align with the divine plan. He asks, what is spiritually true to your soul and heart, and what is not? And he assists you in rebalancing your life and ideals that bring rejuvenation to your spiritual self. When you are feeling lost or off center, quiet yourself and listen to the guidance of the hierophant. Pray in the manner that I spoke of. Be in nature. Listen for his wisdom. It is your own inner wisdom that was put there by you know who that will be awakened, channeling the divine, bringing you back to your soul, self, and purpose. Now, this could well be a time when you are challenging your spiritual values in life, or questioning it, maybe is a better word to use. The card can indicate that there may be a need to seek spiritual guidance from a friend or a counselor or an advisor to get you back on track. The Hierophant brings a time to reevaluate your life, but he also brings solutions. That's important. This card reminds you to listen to your inner self, to find your spiritual courage and your true destined path. Use the Hierophant's labyrinth. Follow its spiritual path. It will take you to your heart, opening to spirit, gathering wisdom and knowledge, then returning to your physical world with the blessings of the divine. Well, let's have a look at the Two of Swords, because this is another very interesting piece of artwork. And there's the moon again. Well, in the image, a woman meditates, I suppose, or prays between the two worlds of conscious and subconscious. The wind blows her hair, symbolizing the cycle of ever-changing life. The ravens fly on the horizon, bringing light to her heart chakra. The turquoise color that you can see in here, you see this bluey color that's in the center there, that sort of like that, isn't it? Same thing, turquoise. The turquoise that's there, well, that symbolizes her heart chakra opening. Now there's two swords crossing each other. There's a double-edged sword, and there's like a magical unicorn type of sword that's there. The double-edged sword of judgment and the magical unicorn sword of truth cross at her heart chakra, and they kind of are in balance, aren't they? The unicorn sword, which is soul self, brings peace, purity, and balance to the mind and heart. The double-edged sword, intellect, brings clarity and balance to the soul. And the handle of the two swords they rise from the subconsciousness, piercing the realm of the conscious, bringing vision. Now both swords must be kept in balance to bring clear understanding and fair judgment. Now I think what's going on here is that your mind, the ego, is actively exploring and sorting out life's experiences, judging what is useful and what is not, because it longs for the oneness of the ace. But now the mind sees that there are two sides to everything, which can sometimes bring confusion, can't it? Solutions, but the hierophant is going to bring solutions to you. So this energy that's there will be overcome by the hierophant because he's major arcana and he's touching on this card. Your mind might be overworked, struggling to find balance with the emotional heart, the soul. Now this quandary can bring indecision, denial, blocked feelings, procrastination, can't it? And suppression. Fear can sometimes separate you from your personal power. This is when you need to balance the polarities of the heart and the mind, merging the wisdom of both. The conflicts and challenges of the heart and the mind present opportunity for growth and expansion. The past is the past, and the future is unknown. And when you live in the present, but plan as if you will live forever, you let go of all the what-ifs. You begin to flow with the moment and aligning with your personal power. The Two of Swords signals a withdrawal from the problems and distractions surrounding you. Meditation or prayer or taking time out to settle emotions and the racing mind is a good step. Your mind may be going over and over the different facets of a situation. You may feel as if you are unable to come up with a solution, but one is going to come. There is a choice or a decision which needs to be made, and you wish the situation would just go away. The Two of Swords brings truce or reconciliation to that predicament, as does the Hierophant, by maintaining an inner balance of the heart, which is the soul, and the mind, which is the ego, and getting in touch with your core values. It assists in the reconnection to your personal power and your inherent wisdom. Seek the combined vision of the heart and mind. All answers are within you. Well, let's have a look at this Knight of Wands in finally, yes, the Knight of Wands. And again, let's have a look at the symbolic. Look at all the light. Look at all the sunlight around it. There's the sun. This, in the painting here, we see a really rather determined looking young man holding a fiery phoenix wand. He and his stallion are ready for action. His flaming phoenix wand is the symbol of eternal life, the link between heaven and earth. The wand burns away anything that holds back truth and healing, allowing rebirth, purification through fire and resurrection. The stallion symbolizes freedom, power, and wisdom. The knight's helmet and his boots are decorated with a dragon. I can see that's there. The two dragons represent the polarities of the base and crown chakras and the energy of the kundalini life force flowing up and down. The dragon is actually also a symbol for healing, for wisdom, regeneration, for new beginnings, and the life force. Now, the armor that he has here has the symbol of the lion on his breastplate, representing his courage and his dedication to the divine light. His tunic is yellow, the color of the sun, decorated with the symbol for Leo, because Leo is the energy that's around here, very strong energy of Leo. Although I actually also do see Cancer that's around it, strangely enough, so that these people could be important to you at this time. His red cloak is also decorated with stars, and they're the stars of inherent memory. This symbol up here, this is really the knight's wheel of fortune, representing the solar star, our sun, energizing, enlightening your quest through life. And it is encircled by the 4 cycles of the moon, reminding you that life is ever-changing, continually offering you new choices and new paths. The sun, at the moment, is shining its light on your path and illuminating your way forward. It's a tremendously auspicious energy. Now, I think it's fair to say that when this knight turns up in this position that he is here, in your life, as he has done now, get ready for some real adventure. He indicates travel, change, or challenges, sometimes unexpected. There is a real electricity in the air. It's a great time to put ideas into motion. The night brings a surge of creative energy that needs a grounding outlet. He indicates a need to learn how to harness this energy by setting boundaries and making a plan. Got to have a plan of attack, got to have a plan of action, step by step. He also encourages you to take spiritually inspired adventures or trips. I think he also sparks an interest in expanding your creative horizons, do you know? You become a channel for divine inspiration that wants to be manifested. You'll feel alive and inspired, wanting to engage with the world around you. Now, heightened sexual energy could also be at play here. Good luck with that. Now, the Knight of Wands brings hope and healing to any situation. He can also point to the beginning of a passionate romance, incidentally. He indicates moving to a new location sometimes. The Knight of Wands brings you strength and courage to live your life with positive creation. His energy is the same as the energy of the Archangel Michael. Michael's the first archangel created by God, the highest ranked angel, bringing divine protection, hope, truth, strength, and courage. And the Archangel Michael symbolizes the power of life and the element of fire. Like the Knight of Wands, Michael holds the fiery sword of courage and hope, cutting away any fear that holds you back from being your true self. That's the way it is for you this month.
Well, I really enjoyed doing that for you. I'm glad we had the chance to do that. It was really interesting, I thought. Did you? I think it was fantastic. I think this is going to be a good month for you. And don't you deserve it? You do deserve it because you always put out so much, so it's time for you to get something back, I think. And anyway, until that coming back happens, remember this, and remember this always, that you are a legend. And I look forward to seeing you again next month. Until then, it's bye for now.